I wrote to myself, you want to preserve your grandmother's language. It is your heritage. It is how your family tree came to be. It is your legacy. That's literally what I wrote a couple of hours ago.
That's amazing.
And it's because I've been thinking about my life in terms of across the entirety of my life, not just right now, but like when I'm a grandma, when all this shit's done, when the world doesn't look anything like it does right now. And my grandkids are like, Grandma, what are you talking about? Racism. Like, when they're doing that, I'm be like, baby, did you listen to this fucking record? Listen to me. This shit was crazy. I know it's fantastic that we got all these fucking green slides everywhere, but like, right back when in my day, it was a fucking shit show. Like, I want to be able to have that kind of history. And also, I want it for me. Because the thing about like self-concept, self-authorship is that in order to have a deep self-concept, you have to have a lot of referential stories. You have to have stories to return to say, these are the stories that made me who I am. These are the stories that I tell myself to return myself to some semblance of faith about who I am, what I believe in, what I need, all of that stuff. And so like, I have been working on, because I've always had a really strong self-concept. It's something that I didn't realize until after I had lost it for a time, after it had gone dormant. And so now I realize, all the things that I do, like I listen to music. I listen to my favorite songs on repeat nonstop. My favorite song is Latch by Disclosure. I found it at a house party in Oberlin on while I was going through a depression because I had dated a Spaniard from the time I studied abroad, and I let it be longer than it should have been. It should have been a fling, but he was in love with me, and I was like, oh, okay. But what happened was I went to a party, which I never did. I walked through the party. I was like, this is overstimulating as fuck. I don't want to be here. And I was walking out and I heard Latch by Disclosure, and it's my favorite song because it felt like it was everything I've needed ever to hear. And I listened to that song. I've listened to it over 1,500 times by this point, I think. And the thing about it is when I listened to it in every single state of emotion that I could be in. Crying, happy, dancing, raging, whatever, celebrating. I did that. That's my emotional regulation song. It's one of them. I use that to like come back to homeostasis. And so that's the thing that's so beneficial for me. I forgot where I was going with this, which is what happens sometimes. But like, so that song, so that's a song that I've listened to 1,000 times, over on repeat. I love those kinds of things. I love looking at things over and over and over again and just appreciating them. Just because like, why the fuck would you not? Like, why do we need new things every single time? Like, there are things that get better when you review them.
Yeah, exactly.
And the universe aches for us to review things like that. And so that is what I have done with all of the work and all of the repetition, all of the art that's coming together, and all of my thoughts of my self-concept and legacy is I'm thinking, how can I spiral this outward into its most natural, most beautiful conclusion? Who would I be when the world is safe and calm and all I have to do is care about the hearts of people? I'm going to be like oh my God. My husband just came home and I didn't think he was walking in at this time because he's a little bit early.
Absolutely.
Just a little bit. Anyway, and the thing is, lost my train of thought. You really surprised me. Oh my God.
I said, hey, dude.
I didn't hear you. I thought it was Luna. You know how Luna is.
Yeah, Luna doesn't have as deep a voice as me.
Yeah, but still the same vibrational vibe. I don't know. Men in my life. I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, so the music is so foundational to my life, and there are so many pieces of art that are like that, and returning to them like refills my cup. And that's the thing that I always did just naturally. I used to just be like, oh, and I think that's a really big millennial thing for sure, to be like, I'm gonna listen to this song as many times as I can. Like that kind, or like I'm gonna watch my favorite childhood shows. And the reason why is multifaceted, but it's really quality, really good for us, because as a generation, it means that we actually have a self-concept that's not based in people, it's based in ideals. So we have things to aspire to. And the art that we have made from ourselves is really critical. It's really aware. I think of things like Steven Universe. Steven Universe is an incredible show talking about how you heal from colonization, including healing with the colonizers. Like, I love that show for that, because it like talks about it so beautifully. How do you deal with grief and being the people who are left over? Like, all of these conversations that like we don't have enough language for, and we don't have enough spaces to discuss.
Yes. Yeah.
And so my life's work at this point is to pull these things together and say, hey, look, this is how I come back to me. These are the things that I surround myself with to empower me, to ground me in who I am, so that I know who the fuck I'm not. And so that when they get me fucked up in the hospital and I am feeling like, am I worried that someone's going to arrest me, or am I certain that it's going to work out in my favor because I know exactly what to say, because I trust my gut? Like, the whole entire point is to ground into me, so I believe in my own faith in myself, my own ability to like navigate difficult situations, and my ability to like literally have enough intuition to see my way through the next likely event. Like, that's literally the thing that happens for me, is that my life opens up with this ease. Like, normally, this is a very unusual time because I'm doing an unusual thing. I'm on a call right now. But usually I would know exactly the moment my husband's about to walk through the door. Like, literally within 2 or 3 minutes, usually I start moving myself to another situation so that I can be like, and I'm not like getting ready for him. It's just that I go, oh, it's time for me to like get out of the seat and go into this next room. Like, I still just did that, didn't I though? Like, I was in another room, and then he just got here. And that's the thing that happens all across my life, that I notice this perfect synchronicity. This like, you know, like me having written this note and you asked me about legacy. All that shit's happening all the time in everybody's life. My life, I feel it. I notice it all the time. So I'm like learning how to like jump and like hop through the situations a little faster, because I'm like, oh, I'm noticing the synchronicities. But the thing is, I think it's like all of these concepts, it's really hard to compress, but the point of it is that like life is not meant to be compressed. It's meant to be so expansive that like if you can engage with this the expansiveness of all the stuff I'm talking about, you can actually start to find some solace and joy that is like not about like answering the question necessarily so much as enjoying having learned something. You know what I mean?